What makes this special to you?
Man, you know, the first time I set foot on the backside, it was just something that came over me almost. It was it was just so calming. And it was a lot of chaos going on with horses is moving and things is happening, but still it was a calmness about it. You know, watching the sunrise here is just, I don't know, it just talked to your spirit. And it's like almost like going to therapy without seeing a therapist.
Yeah.
You know, that's what if I could describe the backstretch, that's how I would describe it. And that's kind of how it kind of sucked me in. It almost was an escape from, like, when you walk through the gates, it's like whatever's happening outside that gate don't even matter. And
Did you know that this was back here? Like when you first came to the tracks, did you have any idea that this life existed?
no, I knew this life existed, but not to the extent, because I was already talking to folks that worked back here for many years before I even had the opportunity to get back here.
How did you meet them? In the barbershop?
Yeah, I met most of the people in the barbershop, you know. This is where I met my first group of horsemen. And some of the guys I worked with, they was horse guys and they loved horse racing. So I used to watch the racing on TV with them in the shop and stuff like that. But then you know, grooms started coming in, trainers started coming in, owners started coming in. And so I started hearing a whole lot of different perspectives of the industry, you know, really top to bottom. And every angle and every perspective was different, and everybody had their own piece that they was interested in. And, you know, some people liked it, the breeding, some people liked it, the racing. It was just different angles. And then I started hearing about the old time African Americans from the South, from Kentucky, and, you know, and it was different because the guys I'm meeting now was mostly Hispanic and mostly white guys. That was really the guys I'm talking to. A lot of the jockeys is Hispanic. I didn't even know there was African American jockeys or African Americans was that involved in this sport. I knew it existed, but I didn't know to the extent, like, man, it had some good black riders was around and good black horsemen that was around. And you know, people started telling me those stories. And I'm like, wow. But when they talked about these old time black horsemen, they talked about these guys like they almost was like gods. You know what I mean? Like they was like gods to them, man, how they slept in the stall with horses and did so many things. I didn't understand what they were saying, but to them, they was special. And it was like that specialness didn't exist no more almost. Even though the game is still here, but it seemed like something was missing from what I was taking in. And I didn't get to really understand what they meant until I started coming on the backstretch. And then I started seeing and hearing and kind of putting it together and got to understand what they was talking about.